Hello beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and in today's video I have bust out some spooky earrings. I am so excited. I am going to be talking about my favorite, not necessarily my favorite, but in general I guess I'm just going to be talking about book to media adaptations, be that TV or movies. I just thought it would be kind of fun, and since we are entering binge watching season, maybe it will give y'all some good recommendations for shows that you should binge watch or movies that you should watch or those that you should not. Maybe. Who knows? Not really that last one as much. But either way, I think it'll still be fun, and this is just a topic that I'm very passionate about because I feel very strongly about it. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. To begin with, I just want to say that I think we should normalize book to television adaptations. I know it wasn't a thing that was quite as common in the past just due to the restrictions on airing TV shows, but now that streaming services are a thing, it is starting to pick up speed and popularity, and I love it. I'm here for it. I think that TV adaptations have a much better ability to be faithful to the original document than movies do at times. Sometimes movies, I think, are a better medium, especially in the case of standalones, but I'll get into that in a moment. A couple of really great examples for book to TV adaptations that have been done well in the past. I will harp on this until the day I die. Good Omens is absolutely incredible. Obviously, there are some things that have been changed from the text to the TV adaptation, but overall, it's so faithful. There are literally exact lines from the book in the TV show multiple times. It's not just like a one-liner thing. There's so many, just like literally exact quotes from the book to the TV show, and it's great. The characters are portrayed so well. I love it. They did add a scene in the TV show that wasn't in the book. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it in case y'all haven't seen it yet. But it was a good scene, and it didn't like do anything to negate the plot of the book. It kind of added to it. It was just a fun little aside, and I loved it. And that is such a good adaptation. And season 2, I'm going to be fascinated to see what they do with it, because the book itself is a standalone. The show is very short because of this. It's only like 6 episodes long, but it's great. And it's one occasion in which there's so much that goes on in the book. I think doing it as a TV show in that way was the best way to go about it and to make it the most faithful that it could have been. And I know Neil Gaiman had a lot to do with the production of it, and he is going to also have a lot to do with the production going forward into season 2, which will be super exciting because the book was completely covered in the first season. So this is going to be all new content that Neil is helping to create, and I think it will be great. It comes out next summer, and I'm so hyped. So if anybody wants to have a Good Omens watch party, let me know because I'm here for it. The other incredible book to television adaptation that I talk about so much on this channel is Six of Crows / Shadow and Bone on the TV show, but it covers the Six of Crows universe, and I can't really speak for the Shadow and Bone portion of that TV show because that's not a series that I've read more than like half of the first book of yet. I do intend to eventually, so maybe that wasn't the smartest idea to watch the show since I haven't actually read the books. But I did anyway because I love Six of Crows. It's one of my favorite book series. It's so good, and I love what they did with the show. I would imagine that what I did read was pretty faithful with the show. They were pretty intact. I would imagine that it continues forward since I know Leigh Bardugo also had a lot to do with the production of this show. But what they did with Six of Crows was something that I've never seen before. It might have been done before, but I've never seen it done before, and I am so thrilled with how it turned out and what they did. I think it's super original, and this is a way to sort of give a new life to characters without ruining the original story or ruining the faithfulness to the original story. Because what they did was they created a prequel with the characters that ties into the original story. So I would imagine that season 2 is going to cover the events of the Six of Crows books. But season 1 was what happened before that and the events leading up to them getting the job that they get in the Six of Crows books. And it was so incredible. I loved watching it. It brought a new life to the characters without necessarily ruining what they like. If the characters didn't have names on them, I could tell who they were supposed to be. Like, if they had changed the names completely, I could tell which character was supposed to be who. They did such a good job portraying the universe and the means, the motive. Oh my god, all of it is so good. I love it. Six of Crows TV adaptation is probably my favorite book to media adaptation to date. That might change because there are a couple coming out that I'm excited for, but it was just done so well. And when season 2 comes out, I will go feral. Oh my god, we get Wyland content. It will be so good. So definitely give that show a watch if you have read the duology and you love it, or if you don't plan on reading it and you just want to watch some cool shows. Oh, it's so good. Actually, watch it even if you haven't read the duology yet, because I don't think it actually spoils anything. Now, there are some book to television adaptations coming out that I am nervous for, because I have a feeling it's going to have the Game of Thrones effect, in which it just becomes wildly unfaithful to the events of the books for popularity's sake, probably because it's coming out, it's coming out on Hulu, not HBO. But still, I'm scared. I am very nervous for what is going to happen with the Court of Thorns and Roses TV adaptation. They've said it's happening. We don't have any other information yet. But if it does actually come to fruition, I am incredibly nervous that it's just going to get thrown out. I know they're working with Sarah J. Maas, but I don't necessarily trust her with her own books not to throw away the main story for popularity, if that makes sense. They're doing it in a TV show, so I think it definitely has the potential to be incredible, but I'm worried that it won't be. If any of you share my worries or have different feelings about it, please open a conversation in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this scenario. The other one that is coming out that I am more excited than nervous for, but I'm not nervous for the show itself. I know the show is going to be top tier. I'm worried about the reception of it and how it will change the fan base for this series, and that is the Percy Jackson TV show. I know because Rick has such a heavy involvement with the production that it's going to be nothing like the movies, and it will be faithful to the books, and it will be great, and I will love it. I am simply worried about how the general public is going to receive it and how it is going to change the Percy Jackson fan base and how we interact with one another, because now there will be people who have never read the books coming in. I just am worried. Maybe I'm just an old person and change scares me, but I know the show is going to be great and I'm so excited, and I love all the representation that is putting into it. It's gonna be top tier. That's not what I'm worried about at all. I do hope that because it's on Disney, it isn't capitalized to the point of ruining our beloved childhood story, but that's another point completely. The movies were absolute garbage, and I definitely think that they should have never been done as movies, because there's just so much content that unless you plan on making like 12 movies, there was no way that they could have ever done the books justice with the movies, and the movies themselves aren't even that good. The first movie is okay. The second movie is just absolute garbage, and I wish I could forget it. So don't waste your time on that. If you haven't seen them, it's just a mess. Just wait for the TV show to come out. The other piece of media, we're moving forward to movies now, for a minute, and then I'm going to come back to TV shows in a second. But the other piece of media that is coming out as a book to movie adaptation that I'm scared for, very excited for, but also scared for, is the Red, White, and Royal Blue movie adaptation. I'm less scared for this one because I think it will be bad or anything, because again, I know that the author has a heavy involvement and usually that means it will be okay. And I do think that this book is one that they can do well as a movie, because while there is so much, I think playing the events out in the course of a movie is possible, and I think it will be good. I am not worried about that at all. I'm just worried about, on the off chance that it's not good, I will be very sad, and that's not what I want. So please, for my sanity, just do this movie justice. That's all I need, is for this movie to be good. Now, there are notoriously bad book to movie television adaptations as well. The saying is the book is always better than the movie, for a reason, after all. And sometimes it is also better than the TV show. One of these, and I think the most notable case that I have for this, is the Shadowhunters TV show. Now, the thing about the Shadowhunters TV show, I'm in the middle of it. It's an okay show by itself. It's not at all anything related to the books, except for it has the same characters and they're still trying to stop Valentine. The rest of it, completely different. They threw the entire plot of the books away. It was completely whole nother universe, and I think that's kind of why I'm enjoying it, because the story is just so vastly different that it feels like I'm just consuming a new piece of media that's like set in the same universe with the same characters. Everybody's gorgeous though. The actors are top tier. Magnus especially. Hello. I love. The show is something else. It is definitely not at all faithful to the books, and in that sense it is awful, and I kind of hate myself for enjoying it. And I've heard that the movies are also, or movie, I don't know, I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard that these are equally bad. So yeah. Now, this one is going to be incredibly controversial, but hear me out. Just stick with me for a moment. The Harry Potter movies, as a whole, are great. The first ones are much more faithful to the books than the last ones. We all know this, but overall, I don't think they do the books justice. I mean, they're iconic, they're legendary. J.K. Rowling is a terrible person, and we just remove her from the equation completely. But they're great movies, don't get me wrong. And they're great books, don't get me wrong. But the movies, I don't think do the books justice. And if you are a prominent Harry Potter fan, you likely share this opinion that a lot of the personalities were watered down in the movies or changed and not necessarily given proper treatment. Like Ron, for example, was definitely not done justice in the movies at all. Harry's sarcasm, not done justice in the movies at all. Luna Lovegood, period, not done justice. Yeah, and it's kind of sad because the movies are such a prominent facet of at least my childhood and my life growing up, and they're great. I love them, but in comparison with the books, they're kind of bad, and that's kind of weird to think about, and it's kind of an odd duality to recognize. Those are all of my hot takes in terms of book to media adaptations at this current moment. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments, because I would love to hear what you guys think about this kind of thing, and if you think more books should be made into TV shows than movies, and if so, what books would you like to see made into TV shows and or movies, because I would love to hear your thoughts on that. The Raven Cycle would do great as a TV show. I think it would. That's my personal opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments. And if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like the video because it's easy, comment because it makes me smile, hit that subscribe button to stick around because I post twice a week. Check out my Instagram linked in the description for more thoughts on my books and bullet journals and things about my life. It's pretty cool. I love to have you, and I love to have you guys here. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.